In this video, I'm going to show you and talk about all the gear that I have. I'll be covering personal stuff like my phone and my watch, photography gear, filmmaking gear, literally everything I own. Make sure you stick around until the end because I'm pretty sure there's a ton of products on this list that you don't know about, and everything included is on the budget-friendly category. Hey, my name is Laurel and welcome back to the channel. Here I take the big budget approach and throw it out the window in favor of more realistic, more budget-friendly equipment, gear, and software. Okay, let's just get started. Right here, there's a list of all the equipment I'll be talking about in this video, and feel free to use the chapters below on the video to jump straight to the sections that most interest you. Okay, so first things first, my phone is the iPhone 14 Pro. Now, this is pretty much the only item on this list that isn't budget friendly, like at all. But I felt like I couldn't not mention it, as it is just such an important tool for everything I do in my life, including this YouTube channel. If you'd like to see my first impressions video on this phone and know more about how I got it, I'll link to it up here so you guys can check it out. Now for the watch, I use the Apple Watch SE 2nd Gen. I'm really happy with it. I managed to buy with a huge discount not long ago, and yeah, I'm really happy. It does pretty much everything the more expensive watches do, and for a first smartwatch, it's everything I hoped it would be. So I have 4 pairs of headphones. I don't know if that's weird, but I do, and I use all of them, all 4 of them. So yeah, the first ones I want to talk to you about are the standard Apple EarPods. I use them mainly for phone calls and as a backup to my daily drivers, which are the AirPods Pro 1st generation. I have a problem with my AirPods Pro. You see, I bought them used, and even though they were in amazing condition, like new, the owner didn't properly remove them from their iCloud account. This is apparently a very common issue with brands like Amazon that resell used products. So basically, I can't have the full AirPods experience of seamlessly changing between devices, like from my phone to my computer and my iPad. I can't do that because they're not connected to my iCloud account. I can't update the firmware because, again, they're not connected to my iCloud account. And it sucks. It's a really, really big shame. If you guys ever sell AirPods, please check how to do it correctly because there are more steps to it than you think. And if any of you have a solution to my problem, I've searched so much on the internet, but if you have a solution to my problem, please leave a comment below. Please help me if you can. I'd be really, really grateful. So the next headphones I want to talk to you about are these Bose headphones. I forget the model. I'll just put it here on the screen. These are absolutely fantastic. The sound quality is great. The noise cancelling is even better every time I'm on a trip, no matter how small. Plane, train, bus, car, whatever it is, I'm taking these. The AirPods Pro just don't cut it. And these are super comfortable. They sound super well. The noise cancelling is amazingly powerful, and I'm really, really lucky to have them. They used to be my dad's. He gave them to me because he's hearing impaired and he has to wear hearing devices, and they hurt his ears when he has headphones over them. So he bought these to try and test them out because they are, well, very, very comfortable, and everybody told him they were very, very comfortable. So he made the plunge and bought them to try them out, and they still hurt him. So I get to keep them, which is great. Finally, my last headphones are these. These are my mixing headphones. They're semi-open back headphones. I think that's the right terminology. They're not the best in the world at all, but they're really, really cheap for the quality, for the sound quality that they have for me. This is a Spanish brand that I'll be referring to a couple more times in this video. Again, their products are not top of the line, but they're really, really good for the price, and I'll link to them below so you can see if they ship to your region. It's called Audiobags. Really recommend them if you're on a tight budget for your audio equipment. The speakers I use are from Sony. They're very old. My mom got them when I was like 12, and she actually bought the stereo, and the speakers came with it. Unfortunately, this means that I can't connect the speakers directly to my computer without using the stereo, which is the cause of that very awkward and ugly mess down there that you hopefully can't see. I use them only for content consumption, like Netflix, Spotify, YouTube, and I don't use them for audio mixing or anything like that. For that, I have my headphones, and that's why I haven't really replaced them. I really haven't felt like it was an investment that I needed to make yet. My iPad, though not my favorite, is the product that I use the most. It's the 12.9-inch iPad Pro from 2018 that used to be my mom's. I use it all day long. All of the schoolwork I do it here. Everything I do for this YouTube channel, well, not everything, but a lot of it, all the scripting and stuff. I'm actually right now reading the script from it. I do everything here. Now with Stage Manager and Universal Control, I kind of use it as a second monitor now. I always have it on the side of my computer to have like my email open or Notion with my script and my notes for when I'm editing a video, for example. I have two computers, as you can see back there. My main device is the M1 MacBook Air that I bought with a huge discount. I'm really good at looking for discounts, you guys. Or a little over a year ago. It's a great device, especially for someone with a normal computer workflow. For me, well, it's all I could afford. I edit 4K video on Final Cut. I mix and master songs on Logic Pro. Edit hundreds of pictures in Lightroom, and it lags a little. It's not bad, and it's not impossible to deal with at all. I love it, but I wish I could have something better. Another problem that I have with it is actually something that I love. It's really portable, it's very, very light, but that makes it quite small. The screen is quite small, and when you have hundreds of audio tracks in Logic Pro, or you really, really want to get a good look at the picture that you're editing or the video that you're editing, it lacks in screen real estate. I really wish I could have more. My second computer isn't that more capable computer that I mentioned that I wish I had, but it does fix the screen size issue. I'm talking about my 2015 iMac right there. It was, once again, my mom's. She gave it to me like a month ago when she had to upgrade to a more functional computer for her work. Now, I'm very, very grateful for this computer because it solved a lot of problems for me. Editing in Final Cut, it handles it surprisingly well. I do have to be very patient sometimes, and exporting takes hours and hours. But I usually do it overnight, so it doesn't really matter. It struggles a lot with Lightroom, though. The app crashes all the time, freezes all the time. I have to force quit and go back in. It takes a buttload of time to load. It's a bit of a mess, but honestly, this amazing screen, it makes up for all of that. I have two microphones, a condenser mic and a dynamic mic, both from the same brand, the one I mentioned before, Audiobacks. They're not the best microphones in the world, by far, but they do their job. And if, like me, you're on a budget, I think they're a great choice. I'll link to them below. Check them out if you like. I plug my mics into this Behringer audio interface. It's called Euphoria UMC202HD, I think. I don't really recommend it. The preamps are not very good. The audio quality isn't either. But it came in a bundle with my condenser mic, so it came out pretty cheap. I wouldn't buy it though. If I already had a condenser mic and I just needed an audio interface, I wouldn't go for that one, like budget friendly category. I linked to a video below that talks about the best budget audio interfaces out there. This guy's channel is great. If you're interested in this audio topic, I really recommend you checking it out. As for external storage, I have only one, Lexar Professional 128 gigabytes SD card. It's actually a UHS card, and it's the best and cheapest option I could find for this type of card. I need a pretty high speed card to record on the Cinema 4K mode on my camera, and this one works great. The place where I store all of my photos and videos and school stuff and literally everything else is the Seagate hard drive. It's not an SSD, it's a hard drive. And let me tell you something, this thing is tough. I don't know if you can see it, but it's a little like dented because my dog chewed on it. it was in this plastic case that he came with, and he really loves chewing plastic. And well, the hard drive survived, and it's the only one I know. I should probably back it up somewhere, but well, until I can afford any more storage, this will have to do. And it does. And now for the big event, my cameras. My main camera is the Olympus EM1 Mark II, and I think it's an amazing camera. Nobody cares about Olympus, and I think it's a huge mistake. It's a really good competitor to Panasonic in the Micro Four Thirds world, and dare I say to Sony and Canon, at least some of their cameras, on stuff like autofocus. It's never failed acquiring focus for as long as I've had it, unless I forget to set it on like face priority or something, or I have it in manual mode. It's a professional grade camera, and I know it's a few years old now, but the firmware updates have basically turned it into one of the most recent ones, including the EM1X, which is a bigger, bulkier, like the pro top of the line camera from Olympus until they released the all-in-one. Doesn't matter. Autofocus is great, the Cinema 4K image is beautiful, ISO performance is decent, and the raw files are amazing to work with. I will be making a more detailed review of this camera and also a full guide to navigate through it, so make sure you subscribe to the channel so you don't miss it. I also have this beautiful Olympus film camera that used to be my dad's. I don't use it very often because film is expensive, and a Canon camcorder that is my mom's, or was my mom's, I guess. I use it as a secondary camera for the YouTube channel. And finally, a GoPro Hero 4, I think it is. It's my sister's, I'm not really sure she knows I have it. I have quite a few lenses, maybe a few more than you'd expect, but I mainly use two. The first one is the one that I'm filming right now. It's the 14 to 42 millimeter variable aperture lens from Olympus. It's not one of the pro grade lenses. I kind of regretted buying it sometimes, but then I go online and I find no better deals, so I kind of feel a little better about myself again. The image quality isn't the best. It's not bad, but it's not the best. The variable aperture kind of sucks, and well, it's kind of broken right now. I know it's working, but I can't zoom in any further than 25 millimeters because in the summer, I'm guessing with the high temperatures, it stopped working. So when it tries to focus, it fries, and then I can't use it for a while until it decides to cool down. However, I bought it for 90 euros. So the other one that I use a lot is the 40 to 150 millimeter, also variable aperture lens from Olympus. It does have a variable aperture, but the image quality is a lot better. The build quality is very superior, and I have no complaints about it whatsoever. Again, 90 euros, and I get the equivalent to a 300 millimeter focal length, so good. My favorite lens, as weird as it might sound, is a Sigma 70 to 300 millimeters Nikon mount lens. Again, variable aperture, but amazing image quality. It's a macro lens too. It used to be my dad's and then my sister's, but she let me borrow her camera and her lenses that used to be my dad's for a while until I could buy my own. And when I did buy my own, she let me keep this lens because she didn't use it. Now, obviously, I can't use a Nikon F-mount lens on an Olympus body without some sort of adapter, which brings me to the next items on this list. These. I have two lens adapters from this company called Earth. Apparently they plant trees when you buy their products, which is cool. So I have a Nikon F-mount to Micro Four Thirds to use with that lens, and a OM system adapter to Micro Four Thirds. I bought this one to use my film lenses on my digital Olympus body. If I could go back, I wouldn't buy it again. I don't really use it. I don't know, maybe I'll use it eventually. I can show you what they look like. These are very standard. These are metal. These are heavy, actually, but there's really not a lot of tech in this. It's just you put your lens here, this attaches to your body. It's just a piece of metal, basically. Okay, now to end the video, I just wanted to briefly touch on lighting. I have this sucky light ring that I bought for 15 euros. 15 euros on Amazon. It came in a bundle with that microphone arm. Now I know what you're thinking. But look at this photo. I took it using only this light ring. The whole room is dark, and this was bright and good enough to shoot this. Now, the camera I used at the time couldn't even shoot RAW, so this is pretty much the result I got straight out of camera with a JPEG file. I just turned it black and white. Now, I have felt the need for better/stronger lights, especially since I started doing videos. So I bought these. The light that I'm using right now is one of those two lights that I bought on Amazon, for both of them for around 60 euros, I think. And they're pretty good. I mean, I wish they were brighter, but they're good enough for what I need them to do, at least for now. And they're definitely good enough for any beginner getting into lighting. For those of you who are still here, I just wanted to tell you not to feel discouraged. I talk a lot about the budget-friendly scenario on the channel, and it might seem like I have a lot of stuff and I have spent a ton of money on gear, even though I'm a broke college student. But I want one thing to be clear. I've been piling all this stuff up for years, and before I could buy any of it, I had to save money for months, for years. And every time I did buy something, I would go back to having nothing and starting it all up again. This takes time, and honestly, not all of these things are necessary. It does take some trial and error, but you will eventually have all the stuff you want and need if you are patient and if you play your cards right. Alright, I'm done talking now. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to the channel, give this video a like, and leave a comment down below. As always, I love to hear your feedback. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye.